Okay, the recording's starting now, by the way. Yeah? I mean, we can keep talking, but okay. Um, so, since we've already recorded most of this and it got deleted, let's, so George Washington is usually viewed as one of the best presidents. Why do you think this is? Everyone should restate the point they've already made. Hmm. Hmm. With help from, like, Franklin in France. Yeah. Okay. Andy, you had a really good point earlier. Hmm. Hmm. The two-term precedent. Yeah. Heidi, did you say something earlier? I can't remember. Oh yeah. Hmm. Like he could see both perspectives because he worked closely with those in the north, but he also owned land in the south. I think you're muted. Yeah. Okay, you kind of got muted there, but that's okay. I know you just stopped making noise. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The same thing's happening from our perspective. Your internet just might be slow. Okay. So why do you think he left those two main suggestions in his farewell address? So the one stay, try and not be divided into like a two-party system, like especially based on like land or like location, and then the other one was stay out of foreign affairs. Uh, I think that's kind of I think that's kind of ironic because he was the one who like instituted the Jay Treaty with France, even though which is pretty unpopular. Though I'm not sure how in depth that treaty was. Maybe it was just a peace agreement and not really an alliance. Hmm. 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 It's kind of hypocritical though when France was helping the U.S. like fight Britain, and then when France is having their own revolution, that Washington, yeah, hmm and Washington was like, I'm stay neutral. But then after that, I'm not sure if we've talked about this yet since I haven't finished all of our reading, even though I'm close. Doesn't Jefferson get involved heavily in foreign affairs, like the Alien and Sedition Act? Oh, wait, that was John Adams, but Yeah, with like the Louisiana Territory, which is very ironic because he uh, he was like, we need a small agrarian society, and then he made the biggest, government increase in the, in the history of America at the time. No one was saying anything. So yeah, sure. I'll share my screen. Yeah. Okay. So, what do you think George Washington would think about politics in America today? I think, I think he'd not be happy because we have an extremely divided two-party system. You go, Heidi. I finished my point. Yeah, that was it. That was all I was gonna say. It's kind of ironic that we're discussing this during, like, right after the election. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, the federal government is expected to create a budget every year, but if I remember correctly, like for the last several years, every time they've delayed it significantly, and that's why there's been so many like government shutdowns recently. I even remember it like during the Obama era, that big one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. He probably would have seen uh, the Monroe Doctrine and would have been like, "Yeah, that's awesome," and then he saw the corollary to it, and he would not have been happy. And it's kind of funny because he was talking like expressly politics, like we're not supposed to create like alliances with other nations because that would draw us into war. But at this point, we're not even like creating alliances. We're just kind of like taking over. Whether well, I'd like to think that most of our wars are justified to some extent. Well, I'd like to think moral, but there's I always think of war as a factor of like three things, kind of like when Spain was invading the Americas, like the 1500s. It's always like money, politics, or some like theology part, like how the Spanish were justifying it through like Catholicism. We're our philosophy would be like capitalism or like democracy. That's our like religion that we're trying to push on other countries, which isn't, I mean, a bad idea. It just has to be executed good, and then it still has lots of problems. I mean, maybe. How far into the recording are we? I'll check. We're only 11 minutes in. We have nothing to say. Whoa, whoa, living on a prayer. What? You want me to read the document? No, wait, who? I'm not good at reading out loud. I don't have the mental capacity to form a full sentence in my head before reading it out loud. No, I wasn't. I studied so much. I should read it like very officially. We the people of the United States. We're gonna get in trouble for this. I don't think I have the editing software to do that. What? But that was Bussy. But I think Bussy pays more attention to the things. Yeah. Do you want me to do that? Okay, so Andy, do you want to turn it in? All right, guys. Andy is now Minister of Media. I know that's the job of Minister of Media. Andy, what? We are in a official conversation. Okay. You guys sure you want me to read the whole thing? I mean, all right. I guess we can do that. Hi, Mr. Lowry. Yeah, let me send a. Hey, can you guys see him? He should be in the corner. Is my stream still going? This is him. Heidi, he's a lot like Urbago. Yeah, yeah. But are these not the documents? There you go. Okay. I think clearing your throat is pointless before reading something, but that's all right. To make a point, it was like a greeting. All right. President George Washington's farewell address, 1796. In contemplating the causes which may disturb our Union, it occurs as matter of serious concern that any ground should have been furnished for characterizing parties by geographical discriminations, northern and southern, Atlantic, and Western, whence designing men may endeavor to excite a belief that there is a real difference of local interests and views. One of the expedients of party to acquire influence within particular districts is to misrepresent the opinions and aims of other districts. You cannot shield yourselves too much against the jealousies and heartburnings which spring from these misrepresentations. They tend to render alien to each other those who ought to be bound together by fraternal affection. So he's saying that the union, if we divide ourselves by, if we don't see ourselves all as like equals or like Americans, then we're gonna like divide ourselves, and we're not gonna do what's best for the country. We're gonna push our own interests in Congress, or yeah. Which wow, I wonder if that's happened. Um, to the efficacy and permanency of our union, of your union, a government for the whole is indispensable. No alliance, however strict, between the parts can be an adequate substitute. They must inevitably experience the infractions and interruptions which all alliances in all times have experienced. Sensible of this momentous truth, you have improved upon your first essay by the adoption of a constitution of government better calculated than your former for an intimate union, and for the efficacious management of your common concerns. This government, the offspring of our choice, of our own choice, uninfluenced and unawed, adopted full investigation and mature deliberation, completely free in its principles. That's ironic, completely free in its principles. In the distribution of its powers, uniting security with energy, and containing within itself a provision for its own amendment, has a just claim to your confidence and your support. Respect for its authority, compliance with its laws, acquiescence in its measures are duties opinioned by the fundamental maxims of true liberty. So that last bit doesn't actually seem to be talking about foreign affairs that much. I'm recording. Um, so, so what do you guys think about that last paragraph? What do you think it's talking about for the most part? Really? I mean, do you think the last? Do you think like this part on right here is like more of a conclusion to his what's it called, farewell address? Because this part right here is definitely talking about like how how alliances will damage the union. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So like if we ally ourselves with other countries, their ideals might not hold the same as ours because we've designed this government for ourselves, and so it might limit our own freedom. I guess that's like. Mhm. What were you gonna say, Heidi? 1796. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Do you so do you think he might have had a different opinion if he had not been pushed so far? Okay. That makes sense. We need your help. Well, I wonder if America had ever done that before, like towards France. Hmm. Yeah, and Charleston, South Carolina. Wait, fight the British during the French Revolution. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I I feel like I I can think of one man who really cared about Austria. We should cut that out of the video. We're past the 20-minute mark. Maybe we should get a little bit more in since we. You're right. Thank you. I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. I feel like Austria has had way too much, like, discussing foreign affairs. Austria has had way too much international um exposure for such a. No offense to Austria, it's not a prominent European nation. Yeah, but they were involved in the 7 Years' War, the 100 Years' War, World War I, World War II. Wow. Well, I guess Nevada finally counted their votes. I mean, according to Ali, but yeah. I wonder how he got that information with his internet not working. But he was in the the ballot counting room. Yeah. Okay. So we're done recording, so I'm gonna end it now. Okay.